Burnett. I am the music coordinator and fearless leader of Buffalo Infringement Festival. I have been involved in the festival for 5 years. I was doing a little bit of work with the local music scene, and I had a podcast, so I started adding a bunch of random people on Facebook who just had musical instruments or other things that might make them useful. And some guy I never knew named Kurt put up a post saying that he was looking for 3 to 4 people to take his place, and I am those 3 or 4 people. I was the only one that showed up. The first year I shadowed under him for felt like 60 hours a week to put the 2018 festival together. And then the year after that he left, and I took over, and I've kind of just been leading the way ever since.
I am Leslie Feinberg, also known as Shelly Bean. I've been the dance organizer for all this time.
So how long have you been working with the festival then?
I think since 2007, 17 years.
How did you first get involved with the festival?
So there used to be flyers up, painted, hand-painted, hand-drawn flyers that would be up all over the city that said come be a part of the Infringement Festival. And at the time I was in a dance troupe, and I taught dance, and my dance partner was like, we should do this. And I said, I don't know, it sounds kind of weird. We did, and at that time it was like Kurt Schneiderman and a bunch of other people that I don't even remember everybody. There was a big crowd of people that helped, and we went to a meeting that I think was at Squeaky Wheel. We didn't even have emails or anything. They posted everybody's schedule on paper on the walls, and you had to find yourself. And that was our first time we ever did. We danced at Nietzsche's, and we did opening and closing, and then we did street dancing too. But it was flyers hanging all over the city, everywhere.
Didn't mean to call you, but since it went through, I've been looking for a fan I could vent to. You being subtle, but I always get the hint, boo. You being sneaky, but I could tell the shoe from the scent, ooh. When you walk in the room, it's a whole boo. Everybody get to watching. I'ma analyze the quarantine. Did you write? You just boosted your visor. Open up your legs and it turned into a geyser. I know, you know that I'm a harmonizer. You heard that I'm a womanizer. You're sweating, baby, I am not a try-hard. You said you in Vegas doing shows now. You was locked down, but you said you in control. Now your parents don't know, but they ain't gotta know now. You being loving and you home by the whole town, yeah. You saying, hold up, fuck me, baby, once. And we did it 5, and we did it all night. Oops, now I think I kinda understand. Oops, now if you wanna be a man, to be done, then I get to make another plan. I'm not the man, but I could be your other man. Everybody singing oops like a cover band. Oops, I did it again. Her name was Brittany, so you know I had to do it again. I did it again. I see with the friends. I really thought that you would understand. She don't even really want a man. I'm calling Brittany, she would understand. I did it again. I did it again. Oops. Bye. Y'all like that? All right, okay. So that's from a collaboration
I'm Pam Swartz. Theoretically, I am a film person, but I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I also, play music, do PR.
How long have you been involved with the festival?
I don't freaking know. How's that for?
Was Amy here when you started?
Yes.
Okay, so at least 9 years.
At least 9 years. Okay.
How'd you originally get involved in the festival?
I was abducted by Kurt Rotterdam. We need help. Do it. Come and do things.
My name is John Elliott Blake. I play in Green Schwinn and Red Humpy, which Green Schwinn started around 2015. It's just over 7 years now. I was basically just the epitome of just like this lonely dude. I had nothing going on, so I posted on Craigslist looking for a guitar player, and this dude named Andy, who lived around the block from me, who I had no idea lived there, answered. And it was like just this huge life-changing moment. I always say my life is pre-Green Schwinn and post-Green Schwinn because it was completely life-changing.
My favorite part of the festival is just kind of seeing everything when it's completed. You know, making shows on a small basis where you're putting 4 bands on a bill, because it's fun and it's nice, but it's nothing compared to a day where you have like 24 bands that have to fit together in one place and everything needs to be coordinated. My favorite times are when I can sit back and kind of look around and just know that I made this and be really excited about that.
Infringement Festival, let's go! To my guys on the pin, Alex, Overton.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
The actual festival, when I'm going and seeing all sorts of cool stuff that I don't normally see around town. That's kind of my favorite part, being surprised by creative things that people do and submit to the festival. Also seeing people that come out for the festival that don't necessarily see a lot throughout the year, or people who don't always get opportunities to do their art or play music or whatever. I get to see them, and that makes me happy too.
Scratch my back like please can breathe as my attack. Give me about 21 seconds to go run it back. I'm always coming with that hot fire. Tell me all your desires, which bitch I does this. Don't blink, cause then they'll get you wired. And honestly, I'm tired of all the bullshit. I can't control it. Move with the motions till I get you fired. Why these bitches thinking that they fucking with me? Mission impossible, bitch. I'm unstoppable, not even possible. And why you think I care when I'm holding the green? Cause you inaudible, it's astronomical. When I'm replaying in their head, I know I'm special, bitch. Hey, vessel, bitch. I'm saying if you wanna wrestle, bitch, I gotta warn you, cause I low-key am a specialist. I'm not a pacifist, I'm telling you, cause maybe I might pacifist. I'm telling you, you need to watch your lips, cause I'm quick with the get back. I let you sit back and then you hit. And I wonder if it ever clicks that once you cross me, just say it's over. I never seal my lips, and I think I need a therapist. The way I'm spazzing, they may send me to the loony bin. I'm ready to heaven, you like that begin? Bring on the medicine, let's see who gon' win. My patience getting thin, bitch.
One more time and really blow the roof off this place. By picking it up another notch, spice it up with a different change of pace. Cause y'all already know my skill, like I murder it slow or murder it faster. And if y'all can't keep up with me, please believe that I'ma zoom right past you. If you really know me, I'm unpredictable, so I like to keep y'all guessing. 1 minute I'm cool, the next minute I'm creeping up in your reflection. Just think to yourself when you hear that ooh-ah. Think could it be? Cause everybody knows when you hear that ooh-ah. Y'all know it's me. All I see is pretenders not worthy enough to be in my zone. Ain't none of y'all in my league because I'm in a league of my own. time is now. I'm about to clear the space. It's my time. Haters gon' get about my face. It's my time. All real, never fake the fly. It's my time. The next spot, I'ma take it. Why? It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. A diamond in the rough and now I'm gon' shine. It's my time. It's my time. And I ain't giving nothing back, cause it's all mine.
We've determined that you can't have a dad joke if you don't have a teenager rolling their eyes. So we procured actual bona fide teenagers to be our judges. They hold the grown-o-meter, which really is going to show you the scope of like how your joke lands. This is all about audience participation, so please participate as well, and our judges will then translate that along the scale.
How come you cannot trust atoms? Why can you not? They always make up everything.
What did the Zen monk say to the hot dog vendor?
What?
Make me one with everything.
Got anything else? Let's do it.
Want to hear something great? Rub two bricks together. I used to work at the orange juice factory. I got fired because I couldn't concentrate. So I got a job at the fire hydrant factory, which is cool. Like the pay is good, but there's nowhere to park.
Why does a milking stool only have 3 legs?
Why?
Because the cow has the udder. Why is Cinderella bad at sports?
Why?
She just runs away from the ball.
Did you hear about the insomniac, dyslexic, agnostic? He used to stay up all night wondering if there really was a dog. A dyslexic man walks into a bra.
What does Buffalo Infringement Festival mean to you?
It's just like, you know, I don't mean this in any kind of insult in any way. I've always saw this as like the emperor king of open mics. Like, it's open to everybody, and anybody can do this. And it's just like, I mean, not literally anybody. Like, you can get yourself kicked out, but just, you know, don't do that. But for the most part, it's just like the ultimate, like, emperor's version of an open mic. Like, anybody can do it, and anybody can express themselves. It doesn't even have to be music. It could be all sorts of things. And I think it's just something that, like, it's just like, it's like the Olympics of open mics, but like way better.
There's no expectations. You can just come as you are, and no, really, it's not a judgy festival. It's not curated. It's not mainstream. It's really just kind of like a celebration of the like multitudes of odd art in Western Europe. So.
What are the biggest challenges when it comes to planning the festival?
You know, it's all volunteer, and you can't really do much if somebody who's a volunteer, you know, isn't carrying the slack. You have got to pick it up. That's tough. You know, I try and use my teacher voice, but, you know, again, I can't give them a bad grade, so.
It's been 17 years and people still don't seem to understand that, like, we don't have money. And that it isn't about us having money. It is a grassroots DIY festival. And so the biggest challenge is venues, always venues. Like, we need venues, we need spaces. I've always wanted more traditional spaces because I dance. Stages, dance floors, things that are stable. You know? That's really the biggest challenge, but also I think the biggest challenge is that the world just doesn't seem to make space for misfit art.
My hands won't overlays.
Everybody upstairs, this song's for you. Because sometimes you win some, and sometimes you lose some, and you just say, fuck it. I can't do it alone. Fuck it. You want to do it? Fuck it. You know how to do it. Fuck it. Fuck it. No shit now. Fuck it. I'm trying to get back and shit.
The biggest challenges are all of them. It's hard finding people who want to be interested in doing this kind of thing, who are interested in volunteering their time, and then who can be reliable. You know, we've had years where we've started off with 50 or 60 volunteers, and then the next meeting we're down to like 15 people. So it's hard finding those people who really want to do this and be a part of it, and can put the time and be consistent. So that's always a problem.
My name is Bill Smythe, and I'm doing the literary scheduling and also venues and city hall permits and stuff.
How long have you been involved with the festival?
I don't know, I can't remember. It's at least 10 years.
You handle the insurance and the permits. What's the hardest part of all that work?
Probably the permits. I mean, it's not actually all that difficult. It's just, there's always a lot of stress around it. You have to go before this like committee, the special events committee, and then like, you know, they ask a bunch of questions and blah, blah, blah. I guess this year, because of COVID, they're just doing it all virtual. And
found one of the few awesome dudes in the world. I think a couple more of those awesome dudes in the world happen to be at this show. But, you know, just putting it out there, if you're offended by this, it's probably you. Let's go get your skank ass booty right out of my face. Pretend there's like really, really simplistic, made out of the machine beats happening in the background, okay? When you're a girl in the world who draws assholes like flies, listen to us soaping your ears and your eyes. What we say, it may come as a surprise, but wake up, fool, you better recognize. Your man's been cheating, but you say he just eating, but the way that he is treating, you know that he has been creeping. And ditch his ass now while you still can. Don't put up with an asshole for your man. And what's that shit growing out of your lip? Did you jump on that pussy? Oh no, I just slipped. You make me sick from where you stick your dick and feel bad for that girl. You know that shit was quick. Get your skank ass booty right out of my face, and get your skank ass, and get your skank ass, get your skank ass booty right on up out of my face, and get it out of my face. And then the beat changes and it goes like booty ba booty ba booty booty ba booty ba booty ba booty ba boom, yeah, right? Verse number 2. He comes home drunk and then he pees in your bed. This man ain't no shit like the shit that he said. He should be buying you flowers and giving you head and taking you out where you want to go and keeping his paws off the dumb hoochie hoes. But most of the time that is not how it goes with guys who are douchebags. Relationships blow. I'm laying it out so all y'all will know that you don't have to stay because he says so. You always have a right to stop and say no. And if he won't listen, here's how it's gotta go. You take your thumb, poke it in his eye. Grab him by the balls, rip him sky high. You won't get chased by that skeevy guy because he'll be tending to his new feminine side. And get your skank ass booty right out of my face, and get your skank ass, and get your skank ass, get your skank ass booty right on up out of my face, and get it out of my face. Yo, booty, 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 boom. Yeah, booty, booty, booty. Alright, part 3. Now on to the guys who think girls ain't shit. That they're just there for fucking and cleaning, that's it. And we are going to stand when they think that we should sit and pull their chins up when they stare at our tits. So damn ignorant, judge me before I speak, and you wonder why you're not the kind of guy that I would seek. You want me to take my clothes off, see the white of my ass cheek? Quit dreaming, lousy sucker, cause we ain't going freaky deep. Suck your own shit for all that I care. Between my teeth still picking out pubic hairs, cause yo, it might help if you would trim it down there. Cause running out that jungle, this bitch be fucking scared. And you don't need to know too much of my business. The point of this rap ain't man hate, it is this. You gotta give the nice girls love and respect. Try to stop treating women like hoes. That shit ain't correct. And get your skank ass booty right out of my face, and get your skank ass, and get your skank ass, get your skank ass booty right on up out of my face. And get it out of my face.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
Just the community that comes out of the woodwork for it, and like, you know, all of a sudden there's just this group of people that, you know, like you feel like you've known forever, that, well, maybe because I've been doing this for 10, 12 years, but, and yeah, it's just, there's this whole group of people and you just feel like you've got this thing together. That's also my least favorite part of the festival when it goes away.
Have you made a lot of friends since you started getting involved with the festival through it?
I mean, I am extremely shy. So I don't know if that's the best thing to say, but you definitely can. People definitely, if you're not as insanely introverted as me, it's definitely going to happen. You don't even need to try. And they should totally be able to make a lot of friends really easily. People have tried, I'm just incredibly shy.
And then you cry with a winky wong. Oh, winky wong. Yeah, winky wong, yeah. With the heart of Africa on your side. I said the shoulder of a giraffe is beyond. He travels the land from shore to shore. His gentle paws against the ground. He opens his ears for the sound of a winky wong. Oh, winky wong. Yeah, winky wong, yeah. With the heart.
How long have you been performing in the festival?
A long time. Longer than I've been a volunteer person. I mean, Hooked on Cassiophonics always has a great time when we are often in the front of Nietzsche's because we're very good at dealing with people face to face and getting them to dance and getting them to jump around. So that was super duper fun. We often do Wet Dreamland as we are this year. And so that's also very fun, you know, when you have burlesque performers dancing to your music. Yeah, that's very fun. There's been a lot of fun stuff. I mean, I found footage from way back of my band Weather Machine performing on the backstage of Nietzsche's, which was a really fun show because we went on at like 3:30 or something crazy, and there were still people there watching us, jumping around and yelling, and that was great. That's the thing that bugs me too. After COVID, everything closes so early. We used to be a 4 a.m. town. What's up with that, Buffalo? You're getting weak.
Hi, my name is Jay Aquarius, and I have been performing in the Buffalo Infringement Festival since 2014. I first got involved in the festival, I'll say this, I had just gotten to the scene, I turned 21, so I was able to go into the bars and start performing. I was living on Mariner and Allen, and I came outside, I just saw people marching with, you know, instruments and stuff like that, and just playing. I'm like, what is going on? And this was, I think, the opening ceremony or the closing ceremony to the festival. And I knew Rocknuts was one of my group members that helped by Cassiophonics. And he was like, yeah, come and join us. I'm like, I can join. Okay, so I got up in there, I grabbed whatever instrument that they handed me, and then just started playing.
They gon' know the smoke that we giving today, cause I can't ride all that bullshit to the side. You say you're ready, well I am right here in your heart, mind, and eyes. Yeah, you're so warm, you be feeling my heart. You're so warm, you be feeling my heart. Yeah, talking. If you're wondering
the vibe that they just do. Favorite one of mine. I feel like as time going on, I've gotten a lot better, and I feel like the one I did one of the shows I did last year. The first one that comes to mind is the one I did at the Oneonta Co-op House. It was wonderful. I actually had like 3 performances that day back to back. So I was like all over the place, but I still had it together, and it sounded really, really good. Yeah.
How has Infringement Festival helped you grow as an artist?
It helped me get into venues I wasn't really getting into at that moment. It helped me network with new business owners and connect with new artists and expose myself to new type of performances and musicians. It seems so unscripted. It's really its own beautiful scenery, and I just admire it so much.
Yeah, I mean, just so much fun. Before I even played in it, just walking around with my sister and seeing artists and stuff. I didn't even really know what it was. I was just hanging out with my sister, and we're like, "Whoa, there's something crazy going on over here. Let's check it out." And it's just like, it was just cool. You know? If you can support it, it's really important. I think something like this exists, and it's just become a dying breed of a thing. It's like one of the only ones still running at all, and I think, you know, it needs to be. The word needs to spread that this is something important to people's community. Even if it's not something you generally like, I think it's something that you should be able to spread to people who do like, because it's something very important that needs to exist for the world to see, and for people to get out there. I mean, yeah, it's just really important to have something like this exist for people to at least have the option to do whatever they want, no matter how, you know, laughed out of the room they might be at some sort of major festival or any kind of show or anything, really. I mean, yeah, it's just something that's really important.
Awesome.
I challenge that! Straws are banned because they're made of plastic!
I think that's a resounding...
Do you know how bad plastic straws are for the environment? They stay in the environment forever! 1,000 years from now, you'll see plastic coffee stirrers floating.
I challenge that! I know plastic straws don't last for 1,000 years because I was here 1,000 years ago and I don't see any damn straws from there.
I'm sorry, did I hear bananas being used as a butt plug? Okay.
Maybe just one more then.
Where do babies come from?
Ooh.
Where do babies come from?
The front lobe will start this one, I think.
Okay. Babies
come
from
your wee-wee.
You said they come from the wee-wee hole. Ooh.
I don't think that's right. Let's hear it for the oracle.
What's left, I'd like to ask the doll to channel through both of the sound effect speakers, to channel through her new doll theme song with an interpretive dance. I think the speakers can do this. On 3, 2, 1.
Baby dance, baby dance, baby.
Let's dance.
Dance, dance. $35.
Any favorite proposals from all of your years?
Yeah. Angela Lopez was always my absolute favorite infringement artist, and I have video footage of her old stuff. Like, so she used to come in and do like these really bizarre, very like infringy pieces. So like there's a little alley on Allen Street that's like between the apartment building and like whatever that bar is, whatever it is now, there's like a tiny alley there. And one year she set up in there with like a projector, and she wore like this white dress that like dragged down the ground and had like this white collar and painted herself white, and she was an endangered white elephant, and the name of the performance was Fomalpica, Last of the White Elephants. And she did this performance all the way at the back of the alley and like used this music, this intense music with this videography like that was going on the other side in the projection, and she slowly like came down the alley, and it was amazing. All her infringement stuff was amazing. She did another piece where she like was supposed to be a shark that was fished out of the water, and she did it upside down, like dangling from her ankles, like from a tree over, well, where the parking lot is now, on Allen, next to whatever that store is now, there used to be a garden and a tree, and she hung herself up like from like a thing, like a rig, and did the whole thing upside down. Yeah, her Angela was hands down the best.
My favorite proposal, and this didn't actually, like, it didn't go through. What he said in the proposal was this guy wanted to dress up like Donald Trump on a spray-painted gold toilet while he tweeted and ate KFC, and then he wanted to poop in a toilet, and we're like, plumbing? And he's like, no, it's supposed to be there. It's the stink is a part of it. And it was like, I suggested a litter box. I don't know what they agreed on. They found a place for him, and it was great. He canceled like 3 days beforehand, but I was always, I was so interested in what that would have actually looked like.
My name's Amy Lynn Dingfelder. I'm a visual arts coordinator. I've been with the festival for 9 years. So my friend Kat, she is my other half, and I love her. She was visual arts coordinator, and when it got that we had too many artists, she pulled me in to help, and I've been helping ever since.
How'd you get involved with the festival?
Well, I broke my leg surfing, and it kind of like blew a huge hole in my summer, and my friend Pam over here said, oh, you should go check out the Infringement Festival. And I did, and it was like the coolest thing ever. So like, it was just at the end of the festival, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get involved next year.
Set it off, I lit the flame. A lot have said that I'm ashamed of you. My inner parts without a name. What's better than a holy vision? A brand new age beginning here, where the battle's won and over, and the end is crystal clear. Because the power's too hard to break. For now I leave it up to you. It's time I show that I have what it takes. Because we know how they will move. The fire's raging, there's no mistaking. I must do what I must do. I can imagine a beautiful world. Can you imagine a beautiful world? We can imagine a beautiful world. Make it real, make it real. I can imagine a beautiful world. You can imagine a beautiful world. Can we imagine a beautiful world and make it real, make it real? Check. Hello, everybody.
Here go my last one. By request. Bar sexuals. I was at a bar one night and it was live as a friend of mine decided to try some chick and her friend who was visibly drunk approached. She thought I was a guy. Now the bartender was fixing to cut her off. He noticed that she was leaning on me for support. When she belched, it smelled like pork and onions. Then she grabbed me by my pants. Sure enough, it was empty. Leaning in to further inspect, she squeezed my left titty and was like, yo, you's a bitch. She couldn't believe it. She said, feelings a little bit. But then I ordered her Corona with a lime in it. Before you know it, she was pulling me to the dance floor and grinding across my coochie. And she was saying crazy shit too, like, Philly steak and cheese me, please. I'm compatible with all 12 signs. What's yours? I'm a Gemini.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Way before the night was out, she hit the floor blacked out. The sister she came in with had to carry her out. These barsexuals need a letter of their own queer spectrum. Because they out here. And believe me, when I say that they're sloppy, some of them hold contempt for the queer folk, but then when it's karaoke night, they want to sing shit like I'm coming out. Or it's raining men. Well, okay then. They out here hanging out, seeking attention from whoever will buy them a drink. But I don't got it tonight, love. I think I'll stay my ass in the house tonight.
The scheduling part really isn't super hard for me, but partly because we just don't have a ton of literary acts usually. I guess the hardest part is just, kind of being able to slot everything and make everyone's schedules work with the availabilities they've got. But yeah, I don't find that too difficult. So.
Why do you do it, Bill?
I don't know. Reality is probably like it's a bad habit, but I like to tell myself because I love infringement and I just want to be involved in it. And just the coolest thing ever when it all comes together.
You beseech me, unbeseech me. Around, there you go. Couldn't I by now be strong?
What's the most difficult parts about putting the festival together?
The difficult parts about the festival is just coordinating with people and trying to sometimes hunt them down because we get in so many applications so early. When it comes time to the festival, sometimes they're not ready or they have other commitments, but sometimes they don't always communicate that.
During the actual festival, what are the biggest challenges you find?
People not showing up to do their stuff, not telling people, so then I worry and think someone died, I think something happened, because we've definitely had things where people have passed away.
Do you have any favorite memories of the festival for the last 10 years?
One of my favorite memories is when we made the art wall and Kat and I helped little kids paint, be able to make like their first piece of art and kept it together. It was really nice and special.
Do you have any favorite proposals from over the years?
The last act of closing ceremonies a couple years ago, and the stripteasers did this reenactment of the whole mud shark thing, like including like one of them in a shark outfit. And it was just completely batshit. It was off the hook. That and kind of anything with Lazy D, especially with Krusty when he was still there.
Whenever you're ready.
Why do you do it?
It means making space for people that maybe couldn't otherwise afford to do their art, or are kept from doing their art, or are judged by the mainstream for being too old or too short or too fat or not the right gender or whatever. It means space for the unconventional, which again, still not enough space for that in this world.
Why do you work with the festival? Why do you do it?
I don't know why I work with the festival, honestly. I love it, though. It's a lot of fun to see everything come together. I just like working with artists and making sure that artists that might not be able to get a gallery space because they're not well known enough or don't have the money to rent out a gallery space, it doesn't matter here because they can hang their work regardless if they're a full-time artist, they're just doing it as a hobby, as a side gig, and everyone is welcome here.
Hi, I'm Kim Moon, and I am an artist. I run a small art group called the Inspiration Club, and we get together and we just draw or paint or doodle. This is my first year doing the Infringement Festival, but I've been infringing since, 2019, 2018. I said before COVID hit, and I used to do as much as I possibly could squeeze into a day. Every day, usually by myself. Now I have a small family that follows me, but yeah, I love infringement, and I'm glad we're doing it this year. I had all kinds of things planned. It was a little difficult to navigate at first, but we've got it. My favorite event this year in 2022 has been Nietzsche's. The opening has been fantastic. All the bands were great. Lazy Ass Destroyer, yes. Alex, my rap name is Alex. He was awesome. The little blue-haired chick, she was awesome too. Yeah, lots of good music. My favorite infringement in the past has been the Gong Bath, inexpensive Gong Bath. It was amazing, and I did see a few plays years ago that were fantastic at Birchfield Penny. What else have we done? Singing in a hallway with strangers at the hostel wasn't my thing, but I infringed and I did it. I tried it and I didn't like it, but it might be somebody else's cup of tea. Infringement is a gathering of people for 11 days. You find a schedule online, and I've seen it in print as well. And you plan out your route of what you want to do. There's free puppet shows, there are inexpensive plays, there's buskers and music, there's strange little gatherings where you make art, all kinds of neat stuff. Every type of art form, we have it at Infringement, so definitely check out the Buffalo Infringement Festival.
Strong, say
I feel like it gives a great start for new musicians because not many festivals have the door wide open like the Buffalo Infringement Festival does. Like it's all inclusive, all accepting. Literally, you don't have to audition to get in this. And some people won't, properly take advantage of this moment, while some people will. If you're looking for that break to get into that venue, to get booked a show in general, this is a good start for you. Literally, it helped me a lot because some people didn't know who I was until not only did I get into my group, but also because I joined the festival.
I just can't believe this festival lasted as long as it did. I still have like memories of like little weird events and fundraisers and thinking this will be the last year. Oh, this will be the last year. This will definitely be the last, and it just never ties. But I think the one thing from Infringement that I will always carry with me is like, it really taught me a lot about local artists. Like more than going to the Allentown Art Festival or going to, any big art event. Even music is art. I walk around there and feel kind of overwhelmed. With Infringement, everything is kind of here and here and here, and you can get to know it on small levels. And I don't know. That's what I love best about it. It's art for the people by the people. So.
I do this festival for a lot of reasons. The first reason is I got thrown into it and no one wants to take my place. So I'm beholden to it, like in the movie The Ring or It Follows. I think It Follows is probably a little closer to that. It's just become a part of who I am and what I do. I love giving performers an opportunity to play a show before when they haven't. I like doing that year round if I can, but we got a lot of really interesting performers that don't have a time when they feel like they can go out and do things. We have smaller festivals like the Allentown Art Festival, but at the same time those bring in like these droves of people from the suburbs and it doesn't feel like a festival for the people of the city, quite the way that Infringement Festival does. And I had someone comparing us to other music festivals, and the thing about other music festivals is that we don't reject anyone, and it's the idea that I know as much about local music as maybe anyone does, but I still don't feel comfortable enough to judge these bands because I'm a 40-year-old man, and when it comes to music and things like that, I really don't know shit, to be honest. But I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I can, and hopefully I can find someone to take over the curse at some point so I can stop doing it. Otherwise I'll be running Infringement Festival from my grave. I think I'll probably still do a pretty good job.
The festival lets anybody in. We let anybody in. If you suck, you get in. If you're great, you get in. If you're somewhere in the middle, you get in. If you do reggae, you get in. If you do hip hop, you get in. If you do indie rock, you get in. If you punk, you get in. If you do art, you get in. If you do theater, you get in. If you do poetry, you get in. If you have some crazy thing you want to do, we'll do our best to help you. And I think that kind of festival and attitude helps keep Buffalo from being stagnant, helps keep it from having the same group of people doing things over and over and over and being lauded as the, oh, here's the bands we play, you know. And that totally happens. It happens anywhere. It's not just Buffalo. But so we allow people to have access to venues, to have access to playing out, to have access to other people seeing them instead of having to grind and trying to get somewhere. And it makes a huge difference in the art scene, I think it's really cool. Like, people would come from out of town and they'd be so amazed by infringement. They'd be like, whoa, this is what people do in Buffalo? You get to do this? You have access to this? And I'd be like, yes indeed, we do. I think that's really cool, and it needs to keep happening.